Good morning, ninjas. I'm going to try to make this lunch segment very short. I try all the time to do that stuff, and then I end blah, 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 and the video goes on forever. But thank you for those of you that I had a couple comments. From my wonderful, lovely subscribers saying, we're loving the longer videos. Usually my analytics show that you guys only watch for about 6.5 minutes, so I try to keep my videos about 10 minutes, but apparently there are some of you that can't get enough of me. So, Anyway, I'm Melanie. Welcome to Princess Ninja and Keto. Welcome to my car. 6 a.m. Do you see that condensation on the windows? Yes, that's because it's hot out there already. I'm looking so forward to getting out of the car in the humidity and feeling like I just stepped into an easy bake oven. Welcome to Florida. I'm not complaining though, because I hate snow. I only lived up north like 2 years of my entire life. I literally cried every day the temperature dropped below 13. Apparently 13 degrees is my threshold for pain. 13 degrees is, I didn't know then though that I had this thing called Raymond's disease. I think that's how you say it, Raymond's disease. And it's part of my rheumatoid arthritis. And so it's a nerve issue and it's a blood vessel issue in my hands and feet. So apparently 13 degrees or lower is where I just can't deal anymore. I actually left a boyfriend. One day he came home and I'm like, I can't do snow anymore. This sucks. It's colder outside than it is inside a refrigerator. Who the hell lives in this place? I hate it. I hate driving down the road and just randomly just freaking, ooh, black ice. Here we go, sliding to our death. Do you know how many times I've watched my life pass before my eyes, and my life has not been that great so far. So yeah, that kind of sucks for me when I'm spinning out of control on black ice and it's snowing and the sun never shines and I'm white. I have no more pigmentation from beautiful UV rays on my skin. There is no sun glow up here and I'm so tired of chopping wood. It's a great upper body workout, but yeah, I'm tired of that because you have to be outside in the cold while that's happening. So that was a replication, dramatization of the last conversation I had with that boyfriend. And I'm like, I'm going home. So there's that. Let's get on with lunch because I have a lot of exciting stuff to tell you today. So you remember me talking about the chicken last night for my dinner? There's the other half. Do you see how small that, I mean, that looks like a big piece of chicken, but seriously, I weighed this. This whole entire container only weighs 2 pounds. So the container itself almost weighs 1 pound. And it's got bones, and I'm not going to eat the bones. So there's that. I'm guessing that's probably a good 8 ounces of chicken. Some of you are going to squawk at me and say, stop eating lean protein. You know, but wait till you hear what I've got to say. Okay, just hear me out. They had holy guacamole on sale. So I ended up getting the minis for buy one, get one free. And there's only like 3 carbohydrates total in this. And I get to eat guacamole. So there's a win.
The other thing that I have today, and I'm not going to promote it too hard, just know that this girl is trying to work hard for her money. She works hard for her money, so you better treat her right.
And these are the cheddar keto crisps with some sour cream. And so I got that idea from Joni over at Keto Diamond. She likes to dip her cheese crisps into some sour cream. So you guys know I'm an FBOMB partner, blah, 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 link below, blah, 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 blah. I make a small commission, blah, 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 blah. Girl, I'm trying to retire. I am trying to retire. So thank you for the one person made an order last night. I'm so excited. Okay, so this is my 30 minutes of fitness, but I gotta hurry because I have a hair appointment tonight. So I've got to try to get my boss to let me go about 15 minutes early so I have time to eat before my hair appointment. Anyway, light bulb moment. First, let me give a shout out to Tammy over at Keto in the Chaos. And for those of you that recommended her channel, I could freaking hug you. I don't know why she's never come up in my recommended to watch, you know, your recommended videos on YouTube. But I'm going to tell you something. Me and Tammy are going to hang out all weekend long because I'm going to be binge watching her channel. She has got some amazing content. I love that she's doing an experiment. I love that I love everything about her video. On with the show. So I went back through my YouTube page and I looked at titles last night, and I realized that this year versus last year I was super psyched about intermittent fasting. Last year I was like posting all these videos, made it 18 hours fasted, made it 20 hours fasted, and I'm thinking, why is it that I had my hunger under control last year, and this year I'm out of control? I'm binge eating, I'm overeating, I'm feeling deprived, I'm feeling hungry. I'm having like physical, like feeling lethargic, being tired. And you know what I did? I started watching Eric Westman, which I'm going to tell you, I still love Eric Westman. But you know, YouTubers, they make recommendations and you follow those recommendations because you're stuck in a plateau or you're losing weight very slowly. People make recommendations, and because you love them and you trust them, of course, you follow those. And not everything's going to work for everybody. So anytime someone makes a recommendation and you follow it, there is always a risk that it may not work for you. Okay? And so I started following a low protein protocol. I started aiming for less than 90 grams of protein. And that is when my biggest trouble. So then I went to my Carb Manager app, and you know how you can scroll through the history, you can see your carbohydrates, you can see your macros. So I've been comparing my macros, what I'm doing this last month, 2 months, to what I was doing the same time last year. And I gotta tell you, I have cut my protein by about 40 grams, 50 grams a day, and I've raised my fat. So even though my calories are the same, I'm suffering now. I'm feeling hungry. I'm feeling deprived. I'm feeling like I'm not eating enough. I'm unable to fast longer than 16 hours without just absolutely feeling famished and starving. So I'm feeling like I'm getting ready to fail because I'm like, I can't sustain this for a lifetime. I might be able to be this hungry and walk around this hungry for a few months, but I'm not going to be able to sustain it. So Keto in the Chaos has re-energized me. Light bulb moment. It was watching her video, not watching because I was driving, listening to her do Mentoring Mondays, talking about protein, which then I went down the YouTube rabbit hole. She recommended a video by Keto Connect talking about glucose neogenesis, which then offered a video by Primal Edge. So I went to all of these different YouTubers and I was listening to glucose neogenesis. And the reason I was doing that is because during my 4-day carnivore experiment, my blood glucose shot up. And I was scared. I'm like, no, I can't go back there again. But after watching the videos, the science, and understanding why this might be happening, and understanding it may only be temporary, and understanding that as long as my blood glucose fasted is below 100, I'm good. I'm good. And it's not going to impair my weight loss. But what I also learned yesterday, and I wish I could remember the name of the YouTuber, there are a couple. Each of them have a separate channel, but then they have a channel together. And they were talking about, okay, this never made sense to me before yesterday, so I wish I could remember this YouTuber's name. But he was talking about there are certain foods that can spike your insulin. And of course, if you're not eating a lot of carbohydrates, which I have not been eating a lot of carbohydrates, there's not enough. So what happens is, let's say your blood sugar is 90, but you eat something that spikes your insulin. So you eat a high carb, high fat. That would be a salad with macadamia nut oil dressing. Okay, let's just say that. So you've eaten high fat and you've eaten high carb together. What happens is, instead of raising your insulin here, it raises it way up here. Well, if your blood sugar to begin with was only like 90, that insulin, because my body is repairing itself, my body is recovering from type 2 diabetes brought on by, of course, nutrition, poor nutrition, sad American diet. So what's happening is it's spiking the insulin and then driving my glucose. Remember, the beginning of this year, when I started changing my macros, is when I started having problems with reactive hypoglycemia again. Bam! So here I am thinking that I'm doing a really good thing, and I was actually causing myself possibly some problems. Now, with that being said, here's my disclaimer. I'm not a doctor, nor am I a licensed nutritionist. I am a walking, living keto experiment, and I'm telling you, I'm just as excited about this information as I was when I started watching Dr. Westman. And you might think, oh God, here we go again, another experiment. But I gotta keep doing this because quitting keto is not an option. It's never been an option. It will never be an option for me. Quitting this journey will never be an option. I just gotta find the macros and the formula that works for me. Now that I am armed with the information about gallbladder, now that I'm armed with the ox bile salts, whatever they're called, now that I'm armed with that, this gives me more power. And if you go back to almost 20 years ago when I was on the Atkins diet revolution, I was very successful and lost 80 pounds in 2 years. Now think about that. 80 pounds in 24 months gives you what? About 4 pounds a month? Doing what I'm doing now, I'm not losing anything. When I was losing, I was only averaging 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds a month. So even though my metabolism has slowed down, even though I've done some damage to myself and I've had some medical issues to repair, I think I'm gonna try keto in the chaos. I think you know, just like Sarah, pearls of wisdom, you've got to do what works for you. So thank you, Tammy, for putting such great content on your channel. I am now your new biggest fan. I'm going to be watching you. I'm going to be binge watching you. So get ready for a lot of comments from Princess Ninja and Keto. You're a big YouTuber, though, so you probably won't recognize me, but know that I see you. I see you. Anyway, guys, gosh, this is going to be another long video. For those of you that like the long videos, you're going to love this one. I'll see you at lunchtime for glucose and ketones. Okay, guys, thank you for those of you that joined me on my live video. I actually forgot all about my hair appointment tonight, so that kind of got me all thrown off. I stopped, I got a Baconator and a Wendy's Caesar side salad. Now, I did a live video going into a little bit of an explanation on why I have decided that I'm going to weigh in tomorrow. I'm going to be accountable. I have to weigh in for accountability because I'm not going to know if Tammy's plan is going to work for me if I don't know what I weighed when I started. You know what I'm saying? I've had some big binges and some days with heavy calories and high carbohydrates. So I've got to face the scale. Even though my initial goal for this month was to get off the scale, and Paleo Barbie does keto, has been with me. She's been in it. She's been so supportive to me. But I'm going to message her and let her know that I'm getting ready to change my macro plan. I'm getting ready to change my plan, period. So I need to weigh in because I'm not going to know if this works for me. I'm also going to have to be diligent on measuring my blood glucose and my ketones. I'm going to have to really pay attention to hunger. Does eating more protein, even if it raises my blood glucose in the morning 10, 15 points, but I can go 17, 18 hours fasted comfortably, you know, does one benefit outweigh the other? So I'm going to be doing multiple things in this experiment. I'm also doing the gallbladder experiment. I'm still not drinking with my meals, drinking a liquid. Because that can dilute the digestive enzymes. I'm also taking my ox bile, but I'm only taking 1 a day because when I take 2, it gives me diarrhea. So I got to give my body a little bit more time to get used to that. Let's see, what else am I doing? I'm also, I had introduced some veg back in my diet, but I'm going to be a little bit strict with my vegetables now. I'm going to probably keep my vegetables to like 3 or 4 vegetables. I'm going to eliminate some of the nightshades. Thank you, Joni, for always bringing that to the forefront. Because if tomatoes are affecting me, then peppers and, pepper kind of spices are probably affecting me as well. But anyway, I am going to start Tammy's plan tomorrow. I have sent my friend's request to her Facebook page where she has a chart on how much protein and fat I should be eating for my height, my weight. And I'll look forward to seeing that. But for now, I have my carb manager, my new macro set until I find that. And I'm going to add that clip right here. That's it for me today, guys. I had a really good keto day, even though I'm at 1900 calories. I am at the top end of every single macro, but I stayed keto. I stayed keto. No matter how long of a spell you go through, 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, 2 weeks, a month, just stay keto. Good night, sleep tight, and don't let the bed bugs bite.